You've seen this question everywhere, right? On social media, in forums, maybe you've even kicked it around with friends. Is it possible, just possible, that Big Pharma is sitting on a cure for cancer, holding it back just to make more money? It is one of the biggest, most persistent conspiracy theories out there. So today, we're going to take a real look at it.
And just how big is it? Well, according to a recent study that was being talked about online, a full 18% of people believe this. Think about that. That's almost 1 out of every 5 people who think a cure for cancer is being actively suppressed. So this isn't some fringe idea. The real question isn't if people believe this, it's why.
And that, right there, is the heart of what we're going to explore. What makes this idea so powerful? Why does it have such a tight grip on so many of us? To get to the bottom of it, we've got to look at this from all sides. The science, the money, and the very human emotions that are all tangled up in this.
Someone in that online discussion really hit on something important. Conspiracy theories at their core offer simple answers. And let's be real, cancer is anything but simple. It's terrifying, it's complicated, and a straightforward story with a clear good guy and a bad guy, well, that can feel a lot more manageable than the messy, chaotic truth. It gives us a sense of control.
So, let's start peeling back the layers. We're going to examine the evidence behind this belief piece by piece. And we have to start with the most basic, fundamental claim of the whole theory. The whole thing really hangs on this one idea, doesn't it? The idea of a single, universal cure for cancer. But if we look at it from a purely scientific view, does that concept even hold water?
Okay, so here's the first major hurdle. Cancer isn't one thing. It's just not. According to the National Cancer Institute, it's really an umbrella term for like over 100 different diseases. Each one starts differently, it grows differently, it has its own genetic fingerprint.
I mean, just look at this. A carcinoma, which is cancer in your skin or organ lining, is a totally different beast from a sarcoma, which is in your bones or your fat. And that's completely different from leukemia, which is a cancer of your blood. Honestly, they're as different from each other as the flu is from, say, a broken leg. You just wouldn't use the same treatment. Someone online came up with this brilliant analogy. Saying you have a cure for cancer is like a mechanic claiming they have a cure for car problems. It just doesn't make sense. You can't fix a flat tire, a dead battery, and a busted engine with the same tool. And you can't fix hundreds of different diseases with one single pill. Okay. So let's put the science on the shelf for just a minute and talk about the motive. The money. The absolute core of this theory is that it's just more profitable to keep people sick than to cure them. But is that actually true?
So the theory goes that selling endless treatments is the ultimate cash cow. And yeah, cancer drops are incredibly expensive, no doubt about it. But the economic reality is probably the exact opposite. The first company, the very first one, to get a patent on a real cure for even one of the big cancers, like lung or breast cancer, they wouldn't just be rich. We're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar monopoly.
And you've got all these other market forces pushing for a cure too. You have hundreds of drug companies all in a race against each other. A lot of the real breakthroughs actually come from smaller, hungrier biotech firms that would kill for that kind of payday. And think about the insurance companies. They would absolutely love to pay a big one-time fee for a cure instead of shelling out cash for years and years of treatment. We saw this play out exactly with the hepatitis C cure. Gilead made an absolute fortune.
All right, so the science is shaky and the economics might be backward. But what about the people? For this conspiracy to hold up, you'd need a massive worldwide conspiracy of silence. So let's be practical. Could a secret that big, that world-changing, actually be kept?
Just try to imagine the sheer number of people who would have to be in on this. We're talking about tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of people. Scientists at competing companies, doctors and nurses who see patients every single day, executives, government regulators. And what about their own families, their friends? You're telling me not one of them, when their own mother or child gets cancer, would break ranks?
Forget the morality for a second. Let's just talk about basic human nature. This comment kind of nails it. Keeping a secret is hard. Keeping a secret that could literally change the world and save millions of lives, including the lives of people you love, that seems, well, pretty much impossible.
So if the theory seems to fall apart when you look at it closely, why is that 18% number so high? Why do so many people find it believable? Well, the thing is, this distrust doesn't just appear out of thin air. There are very real, very legitimate reasons why people are so skeptical of these institutions. And a lot of people in the discussion pointed to these systemic problems. People see the insane cost of prescription drugs. They see the power that corporate lobbyists have in government. And we've all seen real stories where profits were clearly put ahead of people's health. I mean, there was literally a report from Goldman Sachs that asked if curing patients was, and I quote, a sustainable business model. That kind of thing, it really doesn't help build trust. This deep-seated skepticism comes through loud and clear in comments like this one. This person is arguing that the whole political system is bought and paid for by the industry. Now, whether you agree or not, it's crucial to understand that this viewpoint exists and that is fueling this wider narrative of distrust. It's the soil where theories like a hidden cure can grow. So, if there isn't some secret cure locked away in a vault somewhere, what is the real story in the fight against cancer? Well, the truth is a little less dramatic than a conspiracy. But I think, in its own way, it's actually a lot more hopeful. It's a story of slow, grinding, hard-won progress.
The data tells the real story. We are getting better at this. Look, since the 70s, the death rate for childhood cancers has been cut in half. That's incredible. When people started smoking less, lung cancer deaths started to drop. And today, the overall 5-year survival rate is up to 66%. This isn't because of one magic bullet. It's because of decades of painstaking research, better prevention, and brand new ways of treating these diseases.
The real cures for cancer are actually happening all around us, just one piece at a time. It's things like the HPV vaccine, which basically prevents certain types of cancer from ever starting. It's developing drugs that target a tumor's specific genetic weakness. And it's the mind-blowing field of immunotherapy, where we're learning how to literally turn our own immune systems into cancer-killing machines.
So, in the end, taking apart a conspiracy theory isn't just about throwing facts at it. It's about trying to understand the fear and the very real distrust that makes it so appealing in the first place. Because as science keeps making these slow, steady, amazing advances, maybe the biggest challenge we face isn't just discovering the next treatment. Maybe it's rebuilding the trust that we all need to make sure every single breakthrough actually reaches the people who need it most.